Welcome to the channel. This is going to be my review for Skeleton Crew Episode 7. I just watched the episode, and I know I've said that this show's, meant for a younger audience, and that's fine. There is, up to this point, sort of been some mild interest on my part because it is Star Wars, but this episode to me is the most disappointing one there's been so far. I mean, I've seen a couple other people reviewing and they're just gaga about it, but I just thought it was kind of dumb. Um, Again, it's made for a younger audience. They're trying to wrap it up. I think there's only a couple more episodes left, or at least this one and maybe one more. So they have to get to the end pretty quick. So to me, they're kind of, I don't know, rushing it a bit. But anyways, so we finally see the parents doing something. They go off in the middle of the forest for some bizarre reason to set up a beacon to transmit a message to the kids. Why they think that's going to work? If the kids got on a ship and disappeared, how are you going to reach them? I don't know. But, anyways, they are just about to get it working, and then you see the elephant kid's parent going, I have a bad feeling about this, and just then they get stunned. Well, actually, just before that, the robots show up and say, everybody hand over the device or you're going to get stunned. So then there's kind of a semi humorous scene where each one of the parents takes the device and starts running away, and each one in turn gets stunned, and then the other one comes along and picks up the device and keeps running. And we get down to everybody gets stunned except for the rebel kid's mother, and she manages to launch this device, which then takes off up into the atmosphere. So the thing's about the size of a toaster, but apparently it can escape gravity on a planet and head up. Uh, I don't know. It's magic bean time. That this thing will go as high as it is, but it disappears up or starts disappearing up into this cloud that keeps the planet shielded. Um, Yeah, and the one character starts saying, I have a bad feeling about this, which is a trademark Han Solo line. So, I know, I guess some of the fanboys will go gaga over that. It's a lot of people probably don't know what the reference is, but I didn't think it was needed. Okay, so that's the parents, and then we jump to the ship, and the kids are on the ship. How they're flying it is beyond me. They just watch the robot for 10 seconds, and suddenly they're pilots. But it's heading off towards at Adam or whatever. I think that's the name of their planet. Um, and they're all happy because they're finally going home, except for the curly-haired kid, and he starts. He's upset that everything's going to go back to normal and everything will be boring, even though he almost died 4 or 5 times in the show. But that's kids for you. Um, but yeah, so they're heading back, and at this point, jumped over, and now the pirate ships shows up outside above the cloud swarm at Adam, and not a Jedi says, "Well, here we are," and they see the clouds, and they kind of rightly say, "I don't think we can get through that, or we might get destroyed." And so, not a Jedi said, oh, "I'll take a fighter down," but Batman pirate says no, they'll send a volunteer. So, of course, the fighter goes down and gets whacked. So they realize that it's dangerous, and the Batman pirate just keeps wanting to throw not a Jedi out the airlock, so he can't focus on anything else other than that. Of course, that's what's required for the story. Um, and as they're arguing, the kids ship shows up. I think it's called, I can't remember what the hell thing's called, Onyx Cinder. but this is the one that's escaped from the inside of the other ship. So apparently, this is the second time they've built a ship within a ship. I guess that's what they do all the time now. Um, yeah, kind of. That was from the previous episode. But they tractor beam the kids ship in, and they go. Batman pirate goes and tells whoever's inside the ship to come out and surrender. And the kids, there was a kind of a big grapple claw in the ship, and the kids use it to grab Batman pirate, and they're using a voice synthesizer to sound more menacing and say, "Let us go," or "We'll let him go," kind of thing. So, not a Jedi goes up and picks up Batman's fallen blaster and kills him. So now he's back to being captain. But um, they determine that they will take the kids' ship in to see if they can figure a way to get through the cloud or whatever it is. Um, they're getting to that point when they get into a totally stupid argument in that the not a Jedi says he's captain of the kids ship, and 3M, the robot, says you can't say that. You can only be captain of one ship at a time. So apparently there's all these arbitrary pirate rules that they keep bringing up all the time. They're supposed to be cutthroats and killers and that, and yet somebody mentions a rule and they automatically follow it to the letter. But okay. So curly-haired kid's gonna say, "Well, I'm gonna be captain of this ship," and not a Jedi grabs him, but one of the other kids uh, says they take over the ship, and they tell the robot to get rid of all the pirates that are on board. So he attacks them, knocks out not a Jedi, and they um, uh, they take off. So they get the robot to take off, which the robot's supposed to know how to fly the thing. Um, and they head towards the planet, and they launch a couple of fighters to chase them. The fighters get destroyed. The one interesting thing you see, um, when they were on that one of the other planets, there was these orbital platforms, but they were all derelict. Well, now you see how this cloud actually protected the planet, in that they fly in and there's these orbital platforms there with like lightning around them, and they destroy both of the fighters, but they don't do anything to the kids ship, because apparently that ship was from at Adam originally, so these platforms recognize it because they go from red to green suddenly, and the original pirate had stolen it, and that's how he was going to get back to the planet, because it'll let the planet through the grid. Yeah, don't try to figure it out; just accept it. Um, and just as they're more or less um, getting in, because now the ship's on an autopilot. Why it's suddenly on autopilot? Don't ask me. It suddenly is, and not a Jedi shows up. Um, the kids tell the robot to attack him, and for once he pulls out the lightsaber. He didn't pull it out previously when he was being going to be thrown out the airlock or to fight the other pirates. He pulls it out and he chops off 3M robot's head. So much for that robot, until probably some the kids will fix him or something like that. But he tells them he's going to go in and take them with him, and they're there to shut up. And if they don't shut up, he has his lightsaber going. At this point, he'll chop up the parents in little pieces, basically. Um, anyways, the kids, as kids would, don't say anything. Um, then there's a scene of the parents, and they see the plane or the ship coming in, but they also got a message from the supervisor, which is the two of the parents are kind of worried about the supervisor. The supervisor says they're going to be getting an emissary from the Old Republic, or from the Republic. I think they don't call it Old Republic, but Republic. So that's just when the ship shows up. So not a Jedi pretends that he's the emissary. They say, "Are you the emissary?" And of course, he says, "Yeah, okay, sure, why not?" I'm taking a sip of coffee here. Um, and then he asks them. He tells them he wants to talk to a ship, which is a pirate ship above orbit. He wants to. I don't know what he thinks he's going to be able to do. If he talks to them, they can't get through with their ship. The only reason he got through on the kid ship is the defense grid recognizes their ship as from the planet. So I don't know why he's so hot to talk to them. I don't know why he wants to share his plunder with these other guys. Just take the money and run if you're such a scumbag. Anyways, um, so the robots stupidly take him down to the mint, and it's massive. And at one point, he goes over to a rack, and it's got those little. You can see here in the picture. These are Republic credits, and you can see the rack in front of him. And there's probably thousands of these racks. And when he takes this one out of the rack, they just start coming apart like dominoes. Those patterns that people do, and then tip them over. And he starts cackling away about the riches. Um, Again, the kids don't say anything. Okay. Parents show up at this point, and that is when Not a Jedi pulls the lightsaber and ignites it. And that's the end of the episode. So I think there's got to be at least one more episode, and I think there is only one more episode. So, you know, I guess we have to resolve, not a Jedi. Is he not a Jedi pirate, or is he a Jedi? We don't know his history at all. Is he going to reform or whatever? Will something happen? Maybe when he'll help the pirates get through the shield, and maybe when they want to do something, he becomes good again, like Darth Vader or something like that. Or maybe the emissary is going to show up and kick his ass. I don't know who the emissary could possibly be. Um, what's going on? Um, yeah, it was kind of a dumb episode. It just kind of, okay, we got to get the kids to the planet. We got to have the pirates at the planet. We got to have somehow get the kids through the planet. Not a Jedi has to be there too, and then we'll resolve it next episode, because it's a rather short episode, but just kind of dumb in general, to be honest with you, in my opinion. Um, yeah, it's it was just disappointing as far as I'm concerned. The only thing that's been resolved is that we see Nana Jedi get to the mint. Why it's still minting credits if it's attached to the old Republic and they're the new Republic now? Why do they have this huge stack of them? Um, yeah, I mean, obviously they use them as currency on the planet because the curly head kid's father gave him a bunch for lunch money, and that's where they found out about the mint. But it kind of makes no sense that this planet sits there producing um, Republic credits, or yeah, Republic credits, and they have no other than the cloud platforms, orbital platforms. They got, well, maybe we haven't seen any, but there's no guards. There's a bunch of robots that have stun guns because they stun all the parents, but you think they might have, I don't know, some X-wings or something to sort of protect the place. No, we'll just leave it open and anybody can come in if they want. Yeah, just kind of a so-so episode, but at least it's moving the show to the ultimate episode, which hopefully will be next week. Okay, that's my thoughts on it, and goodbye.